There appears to be like some um, lots of connection to your higher self and your spirit guides. And with this being in the past position, it looks like you've had a lot of connection with other dimensions and your spirit guides. So there's lots of clarity, and you're on a certain level of your own path, and you're feeling very comfortable with your connection. Like you don't have a lost feeling. You have the perfect guidance from your higher power. So this is a really nice card that is in the past position. There's not, a lot of times we'll see trauma and stress and everything in this position, but this is really good. You've started a new path with your in your spiritual path with working with your guidance counselors, and all of these cards really have a lot to do with that now that I'm looking at all of them. So also I just want to mention this is part of the Pleiadian star system. So like this card shows that there's different avenues of, like, all kinds of beings are trying to communicate with you now that you have channeled that energy. So like if you have a cat, especially the selenite crystal is associated with cats. So if you have a cat, the cat probably has a message for you. So it's just like other dimensions and other beings now see that you have that pathway, and they're trying to communicate with you also. So try to be open-minded to all those different avenues, and that could like encourage new exploration or something. So then we have the zircon, which is in your present day now position, which is sort of ironic because that's what this stone is all about, is the now. The life changes, it's all about your spiritual development, and it helps you with the translation of the higher spirits. So it's just interesting that you're having all this communication here. Well, this actually helps you with that communication and helps you with the translation and to understand it a little bit more. It's actually a rock, but this stone represents like the last part of your life change, which is perfect for here. It's like you've made some big changes here. This is like a whole new life, and I don't know how long you've worked on this part right here, but this is very beautiful, and this is a long process that you went through. And then when getting this card, it's almost like, okay, now it's time for this last big stage, this last life-changing part, and you can use your intuition along with the grounding. Some information that you might find interesting. Zircon, and I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right, but zircon is actually, that's what our computer chips are made out of. So zircon is crushed up and made into computer chips. So it's that kind of energy. It's a very intuitive type of energy. So I just find that interesting. This is what you find on most beaches and rockery beaches and stuff. So it's just a very powerful information type. It's like a connection between man and spirit and man and intuition. So, which if you think about, that's kind of what the computer is. It's like a connection to higher knowledge, and so I thought that was interesting. But so then we go into the bloodstone, which is all about purification. I love the colors of this card. Purification, so there's like a new life, a new something new on the horizon. So it's like you've gone through like this total clearing and spiritual growth, And then you've got this connection, now this, you know, intimate connection with your spirit guides, and you're able to translate all the messages and everything. Well, now it's time to go through a purification process and come up with the new venture in your new life and what's on the new horizon there, that you can kind of have some kind of lightness to it, you know, which kind of goes with the sunstone, which is light and radiant, which this is the future position and this is the final outcome position. So the obstacles that you're going to have with your final outcome, which is basically a whole new venture, a whole new life. It's like you've worked on all of this spirituality and this spiritual life, and now it's time for like a positive flowing for some really high goals and something very spectacular to work towards. What's going to happen though, and I just find this very interesting how these two came up together, because these are your obstacles. If you have the chrysocolla as your obstacle, this is all about being silent, and it's actually considered one of the divine feminine cards, and it's all about taking a step back and balancing out all the masculine action energy. It's about coming into inner truth and taking on that, you know, it's like a goddess stone, taking on that goddess energy and having that peace and quiet to just sit and not say anything. Now, the fact that this is in your obstacle tells me that you're really going to have a hard time keeping your mouth shut. This new purification and this new radiant life that you're about to embark on, that you're just going to like start going full throttle for with your goals, now that all this is kind of in a nice, clear, cohesive alignment, but you're going to have a hard time being quiet. So since this is in this position, it's actually telling you you need to be quiet, you need to be silent, because you don't have all of the information that you need, and so you need to just be silent and be still until you have all that information. And the reason that that's so clear to me especially is it comes with the celestite crystal, which is pretty much like the all-knowing. And actually in the book, the liquid crystal book for celestite, it says be silent and patient. It's the stone of silence and patience. And the reason being is when we're talking, we're not learning. So when you're being quiet and listening, you're learning. And when you learn, you know. And so there's a powerful trust in the all-knowing. And you can't get to that all-knowing higher level communication until you're quiet and still and have been silent and patient and allowed that information and knowledge to come to you. And then you can act. Once you know, just make sure you know before you act, because since this is in your obstacle, it's basically saying you have this pretty amazing, with this sunstone and bloodstone, which is kind of funny, they both end in stone. Sunstone and bloodstone is all about the radiant light and the high goals that you're about to achieve and all this vitality and total optimism. But you're gonna act like a know-it-all. You're gonna be mouthy. You have all these obstacles. So instead of taking that route with this new high goal and this new aspiration, take the time to be quiet and listen and learn, and take some time out to just be still and absorb the knowledge, without going full throttle, because you'll have your time for full throttle. This is like full throttle. This is, you know, ever shifting light. It's just like Sunstone just has light that shifts off and on, and it's automatic shifting, and it's this. Okay, so, and in this book it says this book says, if you've been wanting to do something and you need an answer to a very specific question about your goals, this is your yes card. Yes, yes, yes. Go for it. Make it happen. Bring that vitality and the confidence, and make the goal really high, because you're gonna attain it, and keep the confidence there. But keep your mouth shut. Keep the knowledge coming. Let the information flow. Just sit back and be silent for a little bit. And if you can do that, you're going to have major, major success. Remember, these cards come up in obstacle positions and in their positions for very specific reasons. This whole reading would be completely different if these cards were in different positions. But the cards have been laid out the way they've been laid out because there's a message for you. And this message is just be silent. Take the divine feminine approach. Balance out your masculine energy here. You know, even this is masculine energy. Balance out your masculine energy with the divine feminine. Be silent, be patient. Celestite says silent and patient. You'll have a powerful, trusting, all-knowing feeling. And when you have that powerful, trusting, all-knowing feeling, then that's when your goals that you're setting, these extremely high, vivacious goals, and they're just like, it's just so optimistic. This is like one of the most beautiful, perfect cards you can get for the outcome, because it's all about optimism. It's the stone of optimism. In fact, the book says that. It is all about optimism. So you have all of this, and it's perfect on your path, and it's matches up with your future. You've got all the spiritual guidance everywhere. You've got major spiritual guidance, and you're connecting with your higher self. Just keep calm, keep patient, and keep silent, and I'm almost guaranteed that those goals are going to be met very, very easily and with high regard. Let's just get a couple clarifying cards here with my other crystal deck. It's always nice to just throw a couple out there just to see if we can get additional information and something that might give you just a little bit more clarity about your reading today. I love working with the crystals. If you have a crystal deck, all this information that is on the card itself actually has the energy of the crystal. So, you know, it doesn't have to be like, oh, you know, you can just hold this card and get that energy, get that vitality. I love these cards. So let's just do a quick double check here. Just get one that comes out. I'll just go like this. I'll close my eyes. They're double-sided, so it's hard. I just close my eyes and go with it. You know, whatever works. Whatever works. Not feeling anything yet for some reason. Maybe we have enough clarity. Let me just do one more here. Usually something has popped by now, so maybe we just have it all there. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. We can't take that one. 1, 2, so okay. All right, so there's our selenite right there. Connection, clarity, It's just our double. See, it's a very, very peaceful place. I can tell you've been doing a lot of meditation. You basically know where you're going. You know the path, and you've become on a much higher spiritual realm, and it's actually very beautiful. A lot of times when people have awakenings and go to a higher level, it can be very stressful and lonely and sad and chaotic, but yours is very nice. You're coming into your manifestation. You know that with this meditation and this clarity and this connection, that you're going to be able to achieve whatever you want right here, with all this optimism and vitality, and there really isn't going to be any question about where you go from there. So let's just do one more. That's funny, it came up like that. These cards are so big that it's kind of hard to shuffle, and they're double-sided, so if you take one side, people think that you're, petalite. Oh my goodness. Yes, very angelic. This is one of the cards. In fact, I'll read this, the divinity meaning for you, so you can get an idea of what this is. Drawing this card signifies your psychic or spiritual work will develop more quickly. Be open to spiritual and angelic messages. So you really, really, really have a lot of connection to the higher realm and the spirit world. It's quite amazing, actually, that it's like, that is like the overpowering message here, is just to confirm that you really are very, very, very connected and have the ability to really, maybe that's what some of this is too. It's like you know so much, and you kind of want to start really talking about it. And I kind of want to say flapping your jaw about it, but you still have a lot of information that you need to know. And maybe because you have been so connected, this is an amazing. I have a piece of petalite that is shaped in the heart. It's no bigger than my pinky nail. It's like, it's kind of rare to find these, I think. Let's see. Yeah, expensive and rare. But it's a very cool, cool car. I keep that in a very, very safe place because I know how special this crystal is. So for this to come out with all of this angelic connection, and it's very beautiful. In fact, if you're in a specific religion, I would almost say it's like towards priesthood type thing. But it's more, I get the feeling it's more on a spiritual level, but on a dimensional level. But you take it however it resonates with you. This is wonderful, very wonderful. Keep that connection alive. Don't lose that. The more you meditate, the more that your spirit guides just come to you. One of my very, very, very favorite meditations to connect with the spirit guides is by Pura Rasa, P-U-R-A, and then Rasa, R-A-S-A. She's got, a few hundred meditations, but one of them is called Connecting with Your Spirit Guides, and it came out about 3 years ago. I just used it the other day. I probably go to that meditation at least once a week. So I recommend that if you want to stay in touch. And this is just such clear communication. It's like, it's not that I'm jealous or anything, but it's really cool. It's just really like very extraordinary. That's a good way to put it. It's all this connection, it's just very extraordinary. So best wishes to you, and love to hear any feedback on your readings, how it relates to your life or anything like that. So I wish you very well and hope you enjoyed your crystal reading today, and thank you. Don't forget to go hug a tree. Peace out.